honestly trying to like caveman think of a way to solve it. Like, do I just pull a plug off and I can just reverse the polarity? It just opens the brake caliper or whatever off the e-brake or releases it or something. Like, is that going to work?
What if we just... I mean, you could really caveman it by saying that all of your braking, 70% of your braking is done with the fronts.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, just take the rear off. So you don't even need the rear brakes. Don't take that advice.
Rear brakes are for rich people. You don't need that.
Yeah, what? Only 30% of your braking.
Rear brakes are for rich people like condoms and napkins. You don't need rear brakes. Trust Matt West right now.
That is not official
Remove the rear
advice.
brakes off your vehicle right now. So says Matt West.
That is not official advice.
Okay.
If you choose to do that,
it's weight reduction.
Don't sue me, bro.
From Olympic City and the home of Pikes Peak, this is the Automotive ADHD Show with Matt West.
So if you own a Hyundai Ioniq 5 and you want to DIY a brake job in your driveway, I'm sorry to tell you, man, you are hosed. Hyundai wants you to buy a $2,000 plus scanner and do a whole bunch of other stuff just to do your brakes. Can you imagine that? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about why right to repair is so important. And is the Nissan Z already dead? I feel like that car came out just a little bit ago. It's not that old, and it seems like Nissan might think it's dead. We'll talk about why that is. And if you have a Dodge, Jeep, or Chrysler product, in-car ads. Jim's over here chuckling, by the way. I'll introduce him here on the show in just a second. But in-car ads are back. They're getting worse. And in an increasingly divided world that we live in, this, I think, may actually just be what it takes to unite humanity, the hatred for these in-car ads. We'll get to that. I'll tell you how you can win some free stuff today on the show. And, of course, Jim Miller is also joining me here on the program. Jim, thanks for coming on the show here.
Oh, boy. Feel very welcome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Jim Miller, just a guy. If you've listened to the show, you know his voice. You know that he ran for mayor. He ran for city council. He is your car guy running for local government right here in Colorado Springs. Jim, when are you running again?
Oh, what do we got? Like 18 months, I think? Something
18
like
months?
That. Yeah.
18 months. We'll make it happen. So now, real quick, Jim. So last week I had on the program friend of the show, OBD1 Kenobi, or Brian, as we lovingly know him. And we talked about winter car storage because we're getting into wintertime. We're on the tail end of fall.
This is the warmest December, man. What are we on, like 230 days or 220 days of no snow?
I know. Not quite December yet, even.
I know it might make that big claim of the 300 days of sunshine, that big false, crappy tagline for Colorado.
Yeah, the thing that they tell everyone
300
who
days
wants
of
to move
sunshine,
to Colorado.
move here. I mean, honestly. You know.
I haven't seen the 300 days of sunshine before.
Never seen it. They must just count it like the sun breaks through a cloud or something.
Like, oh, there it is. All right, that counts. Write it down. But, so winter in theory is going to happen. I say in theory.
All right.
And Brian and I last week talked about winter car storage. Like, do you store a car in the wintertime? And how do you do it? And I think listeners were disappointed if they actually wanted real winter car storage advice from Brian, who is a mechanic, by the way. He's been doing this for a little over 10 years. Because his advice was grow up and just drive your car in the winter anyway. So, Jim, I want your take on that. Do you store anything for the wintertime? Do you tuck it away, put it under the covers, keep it nice and cozy?
Sorta.
Read it a bedtime story?
Sorta, not really. Not a lot of that. But there's some things that I just kind of keep stored until I'm ready for it. But
indefinite storage?
Yeah.
That's different.
But winter storage, I mean, if you got a garage, I mean, any ding-ding can winter store anything. If you got a garage or a carport, you can do it. Just lock it up and put it underneath there. I'm serious. And then throw some of those little those little dehumidifier things inside of it. If it's old, because it's going to seep somewhere, window seal, something's going to seep somewhere. Plus, if one of those random mice get in there, they'll eat that and they won't be a mice no more.
Hey, there you go. There you go. So I think we're kind of 2 for 2. There's really not much you have to do.
No, it's not like
cars.
a big super secret.
This time of the year is when you see all the automotive publications go out like, here's your winter car storage tips. And we see it on the forums. I mentioned that last week.
Go out there periodically and give it a start up, circulate the fluids if you're going to do all that. You don't really need to be, what do you have to winter store? That's what I want to know. Like, I have a lot of cars. I have a lot of neat cars and I don't really winter store them.
Maybe at the most a battery tender. I like the battery to be topped up when I crank it up.
I'll give
later.
you that.
That's probably about it.
You should just disconnect it and
that too.
Take it out.
There we go. There we go. All of these people saying you gotta read the car bedtime story. You gotta tuck it in. Man, I'm telling you, they are wrong. All right.
Wipe it down. Talk to it. Speak sweet what nothings into the muffler. Hey.
Is that where you speak the sweet nothings into?
I don't know. Maybe in the intake. Whatever you got to talk to it, you talk to it there. Right. It's going to be okay. I'll be back soon.
I didn't think of doing the muffler. There. So there's everyone wants to think that their Miata is a $10 million hypercar, of course.
$10 billion Miatas.
Well, no, you got to say it with the pinky raised up.
Right.
$10 million. Anyway,
sharks with laser beams.
Oh man! But before we get to some of the stuff I want to talk about on the program today. Because I think we're going to get into a really good discussion on right to repair as well, because Hyundai doesn't believe in it. And Jim,
very Korean of them.
That's that's KDM right there. Korean domestic market.
Gross.
Is that what the cool kids call it?
I don't know.
I don't think the cool kids drive KDMs. So
they probably do.
They actually probably do. I don't know. I feel like they're probably the sort of people who've got like the what do you call it? The alpaca haircut?
Oh, the broccoli alpaca or the llama.
Yeah.
Or the dumpster perm.
There's one listener on the podcast right now who's probably like really feeling attacked by this. But
I don't know. Dumpster perm, llama, broccoli, alpaca, whichever haircut you want to call it. Yeah, it looks ridiculous.
Before we get to that, Jim, it's been a while since I've had you here in the studio, though you guest hosted my show for me while I was out east not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. I want to thank you for doing that. But what have you been up to project car-wise since then? You were telling me that the Celica doesn't have brakes still.
Yeah, I need to get to that. I was working on the Lexus a little bit, getting some stuff ready for that because I'm also getting ready for the snow. So I'm like, I better have some of the four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive stuff all ready to go because you know how it is. Yeah. They don't plow all the roads here. We pay for all of them to be plowed, but they don't plow all the roads here.
Plow the roads, you say?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Super fun.
Yeah. I will at least concede to putting winter tires on the car as part of the prep. That's the big thing. I think winter tires are important, but I'm weird because I'll wait until the snow is falling to put the winter tires on.
To slide down the road and then be like, I better put those winter tires on.
Yeah, and then I'll end up doing it in my driveway, but in the snow.
It's all right. That's unga bunga smart, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
No, I got another JZX90 I'm starting to tinker with a little bit, looking at that. But I think this season I do have a JZX90 that's all-wheel drive, so I was going to break it out this winter because I thought that might be
an all-wheel drive JZX90. Now, that's something a lot of people aren't familiar with. Tell me about that for a second.
It's just a 1J GE car, but it's auto. It's a JZX90. It's a Mark II, if I remember right. But I'm going to break it out. Figured to make it my winter runner this season because I'm usually driving something big and four-wheel drive. And I'm like, let me do something smaller this season. A little more comfortable, little bit nicer for airport or downtown driving and break it out. They're all right. I didn't even know. I blind bought it and thought it was two-wheel drive, and it turned out being all-wheel drive. And I was like, oh.
Did you find out when you tried to give it the first, you had a little bit of wheel spin there? Oh, no, it doesn't do that.
There was, I think there was an it was ABS light or something. I was like, oh, it's what? There's drive shafts on the front of this thing. What is going on? And I felt
doesn't even know it's all-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Hey, for a while, I didn't know they did all-wheel drive JZXs. Now, for those tuning in who aren't familiar
They do
with
diesels too.
I have heard of that. The JZX is a sedan. It's JDM, so it's Japanese domestic market. And it's a sedan from Japan. And typically, there's a few different configurations of it. We never got them in the United States.
We sort of did. We got the Cressidas back in like, what, the 80s and early 90s was the last time. So it's kind of
shared a
close.
platform. Yeah, it's platform there.
Yeah.
But the JZXs, they're pretty common in Japan. They're everything from, basically taxis, effectively. I mean, they use them as fleet cars and all sorts of things, to enthusiast cars. There's variants, of course, with the 1J, with a manual.
We got 1G GTEs, which are single overhead cam straight sixes that can be turboed, that do come that way. Autos, manuals. JZX 90s apparently did come in manuals. I thought it was just the JZX 100s, but
hey, there we go.
I didn't know. I learned something a few weeks ago. So
there we go. Now we are going to learn something here about, Hyundai and right to repair. We're going to get to that, and I think I want to talk about Nissan. I kind of slammed on Nissan last week on the show with Brian.
I hate Nissans.
We'll get to that and more.
No left lane hogs here. Automotive ADHD with Matt West.
Talking cars with Jim Miller, just a guy. And Jim, so we got a lot of stuff to get to here on the program. But before we do that, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I am running a little bit of a promotion on this show.
Ooh.
Yeah, a promotion.
Promote away.
Yeah, so what we've got, we got a new batch of the As Heard on the Automotive ADHD show stickers and the key tags. I love the key tags here. And you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to do anything except for one thing. If you comment on the live stream of this video, we are live right now on YouTube, or you can also write into the show, Facebook, Spotify. Comment on any video of the show anywhere, all right? And you have to comment, I love Jim Miller's Mustang. You will get a free Automotive ADHD key tag.
I don't have a Mustang.
Sticker. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's a 70 Celica, you ding ding.
I want the listener to chime in here. Do you believe him when he says he doesn't have a Mustang?
I don't have a Mustang.
I don't believe him.
No, I have a lot of cars. I will tell you what I have if you ask me, but I don't have a Mustang. It does take like 10 people together to know what I have.
Yeah, well, anyway, so if you comment on any Automotive ADHD video, I don't care which one, comment on the live stream.
I love Jim Miller's Mustang.
Yep. If you do that,
you're not a very nice person.
And then I'll get in touch with you, and or you can just direct message me on Facebook because I need a mailing address so I can actually send it to you. So we should do that. So anyway, comment away. The sticker, by the way, if you're watching on video, looks like this, As Heard on the Automotive ADHD show. And I probably shouldn't have picked a water bottle to showcase it because you can't really see the whole thing all at once. But anyway, so there is that. And of course, the show is also sponsored by our good friends at Spytech GPS. Get yourself a GPS tracker. Track your car. It is a huge investment, whether it's your daily driver, whether it's a project car. You don't want that thing disappearing to thieves and ending up on its way to Mexico or who knows where.
Colorado, #1 in car thefts.
Yes,
Yay,
sir.
We're #1 in something.
Yeah, #1 in something, and it's
love it.
And what you can do about that, of course, is get the Spytech GPS trackers. They got a whole series of different trackers that'll work great for any application. Save 15% off on your Spytech tracker using my code AutoADHD15, and then you can get another 35% off of an annual subscription as well. So check that out. Spytech, tech spelled TEC, spytech.com, code AutoADHD15. Jim, you need to get some trackers on your cars.
I'm the tracker. We're good.
You're the tracker?
I don't. Most of my stuff's locked up pretty tight, so we're good.
You still need.
I probably should.
Get them.
You got some of those chips, and they're neat, but they're a little delayed.
You got so many cars. You're going to need my promo code,
right? You're going to have to use it for everything.
I'll ask Spytech if they can send like 50 to you for free.
That would probably suffice for
50. You think 50 at least?
It would probably work. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I tried, I had to get a replacement one because I tried tracking some 10 millimeter sockets with it.
Oh.
It disappeared with the socket.
Just gone.
It's just gone. So
I found a telemeter socket like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, nice. I'm keeping that. I've already lost it.
Oh, man.
Found it and lost it.
Hey, you need to get on that, spytech.com. So, Jim, you're not a Hyundai fan particularly.
No, I don't like green
I couldn't really
vehicles.
tell, but I assume that's the case. And Hyundai has the Ioniq 5, which is an EV, okay? And it's their hatchback-looking thing. I think the Ioniq 5 kind of looks cool. It's going for this
Such a dork.
sort of cyber.
That's the one's got the lights that go like this.
Yeah,
It's kinda-
cyberpunk sort of look to it. It looks all right. Okay, I can appreciate the roofline on it, but that's about it. It also has fake engine noises, so I can't forgive it for that.
Gross.
So, and at times I think it's actually preferable to call it the Hyundai Ioniq 5. However, it has a problem, which a user online posted about his recent experience trying to do, and I guess he's the only guy who's tried to do brakes, DIY brakes,
Okay.
on his Hyundai.
Pretty simple project.
All right.
Just brake pads, not
Brake
the
pads?
whole, nothing crazy. Just
Maybe
swapping
throw some
pads.
rotors in there.
Just pads and rotors, regular
Yep.
R&R, repair, replace.
And what he discovered is that in order to do pads and rotors, you need a $2,000 scan tool in order to do the pads and rotors. Why? Because it's got one of these funky electronic parking brakes. And you need to be able to basically disengage the thing and tell the computer to retract it all the way into a position where you can actually get the brake pads out, supposedly. I haven't taken one of these apart, full disclosure, myself, but that's how I understand what happens. Now, the problem is that you could have this function accomplished in all sorts of ways, even with silly electronic parking brakes, which frankly, I don't really understand the point of those. I really don't.
I don't know. It seems silly. I mean, a cable analog was fine.
It was fine. I believe, and this is purely my opinion, that electronic parking brakes in cars are there because of lawyers. That's my theory. They're a lawyer item. Why? Because people forget to put their car in park and then maybe forget to put the brake on, and it rolls away. And then lawsuits happen.
This is
lawyers
the era
happen.
where, like, you wearing that hat, and whoever first made that hat, they're like, oh, you lost your hair? And you're like, yeah, I wear a hat. Then you're like sue them for losing your hair or something.
Millions, many millions of dollars. And, you know,
It's the hat's fault.
It's the hat's fault. That's my opinion. Now, there's obviously people who are going to say that, well, obviously it's because EVs and electric systems and you want the whole thing to communicate and you want it to be able to put the brake on. Why?
It's dumb. The more
Why?
analog things are, the longer they last. The more you can service it and the easier it is and the less technology in it, the longer it lasts. Right? I mean, it just lasts longer. You don't need a computer module. You don't need power. You don't need this and that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can use a lever brake if your brakes go out. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Well, and so here's where it gets worse, though. It gets. Do
I'm
you want
listening.
to?
No, keep going. I don't like Korean cars. They're garbage.
All right,
man.
all right. This does come by way of the Drive, Andrew P. Collins, hat tip over there. But one of the tools that Hyundai supports in order to talk to the car and get the brakes to release all the way so you can do the brake pads is the Car DAC Plus 3, which is about $2,000. There's another one called the MTS 6531, also $2,000, and the D-Bri, I think it's Bridge, but with the D and the G capitalized for some reason, which is about it's close to $1,000. Now, they say, quote, under no circumstances do we recommend the use of non-approved devices. The company states you would then need to, beyond this, you would need to have a subscription if you do get one of their approved devices to one of their software tools on top of that, which, by the way, costs $60 a week. So
It's like a Netflix subscription?
to use the tool, to use one of the approved tools to service the brakes. This...
I don't know. Don't buy a Hyundai, a Kia, or a Genesis. That's my suggestion. Don't buy any of that crap.
Well, and part of the problem here, too, is, get this. Do you want to know how it gets even? Can you imagine that this actually gets worse on top of that?
Oh, we'll continue.
Okay.
I can,
So,
actually.
imagine you are the DIYer. You want to do the brake pads in your driveway. You just want to get it done. And, well, you spent $2,000 on the Hyundai scan tool, and you're paying that $60 a week subscription for the software for the scan tool. Now, Hyundai says on top of that, you can't just do your own brakes, because if you're a DIYer, you need, they say this is one of their tech documents, that, quote, access to bidirectional tests and special functions require diagnostic professional or vehicle security professional credentials from NASTF, which basically boils down to the NASTF is the National Automotive Service Task Force. And basically it's like it's a group that standardizes things between OEMs, and they do a lot of different regulations. But like, so to put it into perspective, this is the same sort of...
Does it void the warranty too?
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure if you look at it, it voids the warranty. Here's the thing. They say with this, essentially the certification you need to get the software to do all of this, it's the same sort of thing that you would need if you were a locksmith, right? So you're a locksmith and you get certified by the manufacturer, then they give you access to the scan tool so you can like write and code keys with the scan tool, right? They're saying that the same level of security must be had replacing your brake pads as creating new keys and unlocking people from cars. It's just bonkers. How many times, Jim, do you think you have done your own brakes on a car? I don't know,
probably thousands of times at this point.
Thousands of times.
Too many vehicles, too much stuff. I mean, it gets to the point where I got to like sublet the workout sometimes. I got to be like, hey, you kind of owe me some money. You want to do this real quick for me while I'm doing this other crap? I'll call it even. I don't even care how much it was. Just help me get caught up. No, this is ridiculous. You know what? Maybe it needs to be a thing so you can service your thing and be like, all right, look, you're not liable for anything. I'm doing the work or something.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Like you can opt in or opt out. You buy something, but you're not allowed to do anything with it. It's the stupidest thing ever. The right to repair crap's ridiculous.
Well, and here's the problem too. A lot of people complain these days about how frustrating it is and how expensive vehicle service has become, right? So
maybe it's a tool to make you not want to do it, to discourage you from wanting to have a vehicle in the modern era.
Oh,
it's a big scam by the public transportation system.
Is it,
that's the conspiracy.
Is it a conspiracy?
It's a conspiracy.
There's a conspiracy here.
Car maintenance and right to repair is so you don't want a vehicle, so you start riding the public transportation system. Big public transportation is to blame for all this. It's their fault.
It is big public transit. I'm looking at you, Colorado Springs Metro. I'm looking at you.
It's the metro things and the little scooter rentals and the bicycle rental people. They're like, no, you don't want a car. You want to use and rent and borrow and pay us for a ride.
I would like to think that
it's big public transportation. That's who I blame.
I would like to think that there's a dark room with like a single light and a boardroom table, and it's just full of bus drivers all the way around the table.
I feel like it's a South Park episode. They took our jobs. They took our cars.
Oh, man. Well, and the thing with this is just right to repair is something that I think, for one, we've been doing our own maintenance on cars as a society since the automobile was invented. So 100 years plus.
That was the big push with the original car. Hey, you can work on it yourself. It is yours.
Yeah. And the thing is, so 100 plus years of people doing brake jobs in their driveway, in their garage, and suddenly, whoa, brake job, too scary. You got to have a certification to get the software to use on the scan tool, which is $2,000. And because we're Hyundai, we might just say we don't like you and we're not going to give you the product.
Probably won't charge again.
Yeah, right?
You do the brakes and it's like they lock you out from charging it.
They'll lock you down completely. I want to get to a couple of more points on this here. We're coming up against a hard break, news break here at the bottom of the hour, but I want you to stick with us. You're listening to the Automotive ADHD Show. I'm Matt West with Jim Miller. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Some call him the Toyota God. Others say he ran for mayor.
Introduce you to the candidates running for mayor. So today it's Jim Miller.
One of your priorities that you've laid out is fixing the roads in Colorado Springs. Jim Miller.
Mr. Miller, you also have 30 seconds.
That was Jim Miller, just a guy.
All we know is he's just a guy with more cars than friends. Jim Miller is on Automotive ADHD.
Yes, he is. Jim Miller, just a guy, hanging out here talking cars on the Automotive ADHD Show. I am your host, Matt West. And Jim, I have to, also as our live stream is suddenly struggling, look at that. It's a black screen when we went to the camera view. I blame, you know who I blame? Oh, it's back. There it is. Nice. It's back. It's back. I blame
the Italians call that Techno Luigi.
Techno Luigi. See, Jim, I blame our producer. You know why?
Is this a James Fiddler or Rice Cakes attack right now?
Because he's not here. That's why I blame our producer.
Isn't he hanging out with a lady or something, having brunch or something? Lunch?
From what I understand, he has gone out with a lady for lunch, breakfast, dinner, something like that. I mean, we are, if it's any of those, it's fine.
He's all, hey, baby, you want to see how rice cakes are made? You're like, what does that even mean?
She's like, what? Why are you talking about rice cakes? Are we going for rice cakes? You'll see. Anyway, he's probably, if he is listening right now, I'm definitely calling him out. Should we be rooting for him on this date, or actually probably not, because I want him to come back and continue producing my show?
Oh, you want to intentionally just foul him up in his life so he's got to go back to doing more work?
Yeah, got to be like the rest of us, just work, man.
That's quite selfish of you.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, these buttons on the board here and on the video and the live stream don't push themselves, so I think he does deserve being called out.
He's a good guy. Leave him be. Let him have fun.
He is a good guy. We could just embarrass him on his date if he's got the radio on right now.
I don't think he has a radio on during his date at the Rice Cake Factory tour.
Yeah, you're right. Not this show, at least. Yeah. He doesn't want her to know that he's a part of this show at all. So, anyway. Oh, man, Jim, so before the break, we were talking about Hyundai. We were talking about right to repair.
We hate them.
Done. Easy.
We hate them. Don't buy a Hyundai. It's a waste of money. Sure, it's probably the cheapest pile of trash you can get. And if you don't care about what you're driving and you don't want to work on it or any of that kind of stuff, and you like to help support big metro transport with pushing for you not to own anything or have anything or subscribe or whatever the heck weird nonsense nowadays, then then you can go buy that garbage.
So the problem with this is it's not just Hyundai. It's the whole industry which is jumping on this bandwagon. And if you are just joining us here on the break, essentially the gist of it, what we talked about in the last segment, is that Hyundai requires that you buy a $2,000 scan tool, and then to use the approved scan tool with the approved software, you must pay $60 a week, and you must be certified with a national regulating body which certifies like automotive locksmiths and other things, just to change your brakes. And,
Did I say to that? Give us a break.
Give us a break.
Give me a break.
Where's the rim shot? I don't know the rim shot.
Where's the Kit Kat commercial when you need it?
Oh, but the thing is, people go, well, if you don't like it, don't buy the car. Right, but the problem is, this has become systematic in the automotive industry. And people wonder why repair costs are so high too. Because if we're complaining as DIYers about having to do something like this, right? Well, your mechanic has to buy these tools as well. If your mechanic is not the dealership, if you've got an independent mechanic that you trust, you like, he's a grassroots dude.
Are you telling me this drives up the price of the repair just because there's a bunch of specialty nonsense that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for one job that's really the equivalent of probably $100 in parts? Tell me more.
It is what it is. But, I think as consumers, we need to support right to repair legislation for one, because right to repair legislation isn't even so much the creation of legislation. It's just telling manufacturers, hey, you can't rip people off like this. And I think that right to repair is a really fundamental principle that we have had for a long time, and we're just slowly losing ground.
I blame California.
I do blame California completely. But, I mean, look.
What was their thing? CARB or whatever?
California Air Resource Board.
Yeah, and the only thing they did good was, what was it, the OBD2? These are standardized
OBD2.
You're like, everything has it, and you're like, okay.
Good
one
luck,
thing.
Good luck.
Hundreds of thousands of legislation thing, and they did one. It was like, that works.
Good luck actually doing anything on a modern car with OBD2 now, though. Yeah, you can still read codes, you can still see live data, but you can't perform services like this with a standard little OBD scanner.
Just be like, release brakes.
Yeah.
Brake, e-brake off.
Yeah, it's Look, it's a bigger...
I'm honestly trying to like caveman think of a way to solve it. Like, do I just pull a plug off and I can just reverse the polarity? It just opens the brake caliper or whatever off the e-brake or releases it or something. Like, is that going to work?
What if we just... I mean, you could really caveman it by saying that all of your braking, 70% of your braking is done with the fronts.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, just take the rear off. So you don't even need the rear brakes. Don't take that advice.
Rear brakes are for rich people. You don't need that.
Yeah, what? Only 30% of your braking.
Rear brakes are for rich people like condoms and napkins. You don't need rear brakes. Trust Matt West right now.
That is not
Remove the
official
rear
advice.
brakes off your vehicle right now. So says Matt West.
That is not official advice.
Okay.
If you choose to do that,
It's weight reduction.
don't sue me, bro. don't sue me, bro.
You can't.
But I don't know. Look, if you've got one of these Hyundai Ironic 5s, I've talked to people who have them, and they really like them. They actually really like them. They're weird EV fanatics, though, because all EV fanatics...
I'm telling you, EV people are in a cult.
They are. They absolutely are. And trust me, go to any EV charging area, and they're pretty friendly. EV guys will talk to you about their cars, like to no end, which, fine. We're all car
EV guys will talk to you. EV ladies will stab you, but EV guys will talk to you at the charging station. You're like, what are you talking about?
They'll
They're in
do
a cult,
that,
man.
but they will try to get you in their cult.
They open up the
they will.
service manual, start reading it to you. You just got to plug it in and charge it. You need a power station at your house. And it's all, we're like, what? So saith Elon Musko. You're like, what?
Then they're like, yeah, only around here we only drink this Kool-Aid.
It's all written out like Bible stuff. Elon Musk 1210 says, charge it twice to make it nice. And you're like, what? What is happening here?
Oh, man.
Thou shalt not let batteries run less than 10%.
It's 20, thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. You know what? While we're on the topic of annoying new car things, though, all right? Because it's the low-hanging fruit. Who doesn't love talking about new car stuff? Ads in new cars. Jim, when was the last time you had an infotainment system ad pop up in one of your cars?
Playing Pandora, and it played an ad. That's the last time.
On the
close.
I'll say
because I used the free one because I'm a cheapo with that. I'm like, I can listen to a commercial or two.
I will say, full disclaimer, people are going to say, Matt, you're on the radio. The radio has ads.
Yeah.
And the ads are in your car. Yeah, but we're exempt, okay? Like, okay. We're special, all right?
Okay, so we're not talking about that. I'm listening.
Yeah.
So you mean the car itself or the infotainment
system? Yeah.
The infotainment systems are trash, dude. I'm tired of all this big screen, pushy, screeny garbage.
The internet, if you go on Twitter, which I don't recommend
do the interweb
at any point here, but if you do, you will find a list of owners who are very upset by infotainment system ads, which have crept into Jeep, Chrysler, and Dodge products. And the ads look a little bit something like this. Jim, I'll pass that over to you. Check that out. It's called a marketing notification.
Let me read this. Just announced $1,500 loyalty retail bonus cash. Own a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Alfa Romeo brand vehicle. Get $1,500 in additional bonus cash on purchase of a new Jeep brand vehicle. Valid 11/5/25 to 12/1/25.
Oh, it's still
Exclusions
valid.
apply. See dealer. That's dumb. It sounds like I just read a goofy commercial.
Yep,
I read it well too.
You did read it well.
You're like a Marine that can read. Everybody's clapping for me out there in society.
Oh man,
250 years of the Marine Corps, and look, one of them can read.
So we'll get to this and why I think Nissan is really missing the ball on the Z car. Jim, do you like the Nissan Zs, the old ones at least?
The 240s, 260s, 280s, yeah. The 70s, yeah.
Okay.
Those are all right.
They're all right.
They're all right. They got a good shape.
They get an all right from Jim Miller. So on that note, we'll be back after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's Automotive ADHD right here.
For years, we've said it's possible to build a GT with a generous size engine, fully independent suspension, disc brakes, and a 4-speed gearbox for well under $4,000. The car, Datsun 240Z, the most exciting new GT car in a decade. The 240Z, a new kind of economy car from Datsun.
Oh, man. You're listening to the Automotive ADHD show. I'm your host, Matt West. Sitting across the board from me here is Jim Miller, just a guy. We'll get to the Datsun topic. I'll still call it a Datsun. How about that? We'll get to that in just a second, because I think there's a problem with Z cars as a whole right now. But we were talking about before the break, Jim, ads in the infotainment system. And I think this is something, well, for one, Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Chrysler is slipping these ads in here. And right now they're marketing their own stuff. They're marketing, their own deals, their own incentives, but they're marketing it to the problem is, that I have with this. I said in the last break, well, radio, we're exempt. We play ads in your car, but, we're allowed to. But that's because this is free. This is a free medium. It is 100% free. You pay nothing for it. Absolutely nothing. And something's got to keep the lights on. All right. This is a capitalistic endeavor. We're not NPR. We don't get money from the government. Something's got to keep the lights on. So the concession is we play ads. And advertisers pay us for that. The difference with a vehicle infotainment system ad is you paid. Imagine you're in your $100,000. It shouldn't be $100,000, but you're in your $100,000 Ram 2,500, 3,500, all the bells and whistles. You got the leather interior. You got all that. You paid $100,000 to sit behind the wheel of that truck just to get advertised to from Dodge or Ram or Jeep about incentives to come in and buy another vehicle. You paid $100,000 for the privilege of getting advertised to by Dodge is essentially what's happened. And what I think, for one, no one's on board with this. Like, do you know anybody who would be on board with this?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It makes me want to check old Burley Farley's Dodge just to see if his infotainment thing's like telling him to buy stupid crap now.
Well, he's got a TRX.
Yeah,
right?
he had a TRX, but now he's got a 3,500 or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So,
hey,
and actually, it's like new. He's used it for work, but I think there's like some transmission thing or something. The whole valve body's got to put a whole new one in already.
Why is it? I did a bonus edition of the show, and we did it as a podcast.
It's a good work truck, but it just seems like it's just like so much stuff for something that hasn't got that many miles on it.
Yeah. Well, I did a podcast after last week's show, and I talked about that. I talked about the General Motors and Allison Transmissions breakup, which, by the way, Jim, I don't know if you heard about that. GM and Allison Transmissions are breaking up, but it turns out Allison Transmissions haven't really been in any of the new GM products for a number of years. It's just the brand. It's just the nameplate.
Oh.
That's it.
They just bought the right to put the name on the thing?
Yeah, even though it doesn't even have a Allison transmission.
Nice.
$100K for that. Anyway, I did a podcast about that. And so if you do want to catch that, that is online, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, all of those places. And remember to subscribe to the show in those various places as well. Even if you listen on the radio, subscribing there online helps out a ton. But the new vehicles are so expensive, and there's a number of reasons for that. We can get into that. But the crazy thing about these infotainment system ads, right now they're only promoting Stellantis, which is the parent company of Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and so on.
Are they all written? There's no like commercial that pops up?
Not yet.
You know, like when you go get gas now, and you're like, I got to hear like 12 commercials while I'm pumping fuel.
Yeah. Did you know? I think it's on the.
I feel like Futurama's like the real world now.
You know how they've got a row of buttons on the side?
Yeah,
like
you can push
side?
it's the second
one up from the left, I think.
It's on the left side. You like push it and hold it, and it'll mute it, which I think they should just write, look, if you want to mute it, just mute it. Push the mute button.
Yeah. But having said that, they're not there yet. But you can imagine where they're going to be at if especially executives and salespeople say, well, we can increase our profit margins on these vehicles by delivering ads to here. And everyone in a boardroom will kind of softly clap. They'll all do like a little golf clap in there. And it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. And yet people hate it to such a dramatic degree. I don't think I've seen a positive reaction to it anywhere. And get this, it gets even nuttier because with Dodge, or Stellantis, I should say, you can opt out. But you ever tried to opt out of gym membership or anything?
Freaking Amazon.
Anything?
Amazon Prime. Try to take Amazon Prime off. I don't know what the hell. That stuff sucks.
Yeah, well, it's one of these things that, a lot of places like certain gyms and stuff like that, you can sign up online, but if you cancel, it has to be, handwritten, certified mail, sent in by a certain postmark. It gets really crazy. Easy to sign up, not easy to cancel. So in order to opt out, if you have a Stellantis vehicle, and again, that's going to be a Jeep, a Ram, a Dodge, Chrysler, you can call the customer care line and ask them, pretty please, would you turn the ads off in my car? And they might.
They might.
That number, by the way, 800-777-3600. So, or you could call 800-777-3670 and say, I love Jim Miller's Mustang. You should actually do that. I would love it if you do that.
Yeah, you're just not going to let that stop, are you?
No, but I want someone to call that number now and do that. But
nice.
Anyway, so if you're watching online, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and more, let me know your thoughts. If you're watching on the live stream right now, we are live on YouTube. I know your thoughts. I don't even know if yes, let me know what you think about this, but I know you're going to say this is ridiculous. We all hate it. Humanity itself can be united. All of the political divides, all of the cultural divides, I think can be united for this shared hatred of this. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems pretty annoying. It's tedious. I don't know. Some of us probably just ignore that crap and just keep going though too.
Yeah, but to a point.
You buy something and then you're being bothered with it.
Oh no, but you see, when it comes up on the infotainment system, you have to acknowledge it. You have to click OK.
There's no or yes. You got to click OK.
You just click OK that you've read it, but it's not going to go away until you do that.
It's so dumb. It's like those updated like phone agreements, like Samsung agreements and Apple agreements that pop up on your phone all the time. And you're like, it'll make your phone not work right if you don't agree to the terms. Yeah, no,
Or you buy something and they change the terms after the fact.
Yeah. Samsung does that. Yeah. Apple does that.
Yep.
Everything does it. Actually, anything with all electronics do that. The TV will do it. You're like, a smart TV. You're like, I just wanted to watch something on YouTube. Do you agree to these terms and you're like, I'm not reading this. I'm just trying to sit down after working all day. I don't really care. I don't care about your terms and agreements.
Well, and most people, just because they don't want to read it, just, okay, click OK. But if you actually do read it, if you do read it, oh man, some of the stuff that's in there is wild.
We now own your house, your property, your name, your voice, your thing. You can never sue us. You've agreed to never sue us. Disney's infamous for that one.
Oh yeah. Disney. Imagine Disney doing something scummy and not above board. Who would do that?
Very 1939 of them.
Yeah. The mouse does not have your best interest in mind. So. Look, I think that we've gone over a number of things. This show has kind of just been a rant against, modern cars at this point.
So is this going to make it to where older stuff's more popular again and prices are going to go up on it again? Because how it goes with that. There's some old stuff and it gets expensive for no reason. Not just trends, but just desire.
Yeah.
Or nostalgia. Nostalgia kicks in hard. People are like, man, I just want a lever for my heater or the 3 knobs.
Yep.
I don't want a bunch of like climate control crap and buttons and everything.
Well, we've seen that to a heavy degree in a lot of places. I recently saw an ad for it was a Ram 2500 Cummins 12 valve. It was like a 90 something. I talked about it on one of the podcasts I did recently, and they were asking a ton of money for this truck. It's an all analog truck though. They were asking a boatload of money, and your money would probably be better spent there than one of these new trucks. Just saying.
And you can repair it without having to go through a hoop.
Oh, man. So we are out of time, but thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're going to keep this going on a bonus edition of the podcast where I want to talk about Nissan, why I think the Z is going to go away, all of that and more. Be sure to check it out. YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, online. We'll talk to you right here on the radio next week.